Hi, everybody. My name is Debbie Pearson, and I'm an author of a book called I Just Want to Be Happy. And the book talks a lot about how we can move beyond the discomfort that we feel that's inside of us. And since I wrote that book, I've learned so much more about why there's such discomfort and why we feel so insecure in our relationships. And one of the things that I wanted to tell you about was something that I refer to as the horror movie. It's the horror movie that we play in our head all the time. Basically, it's automatic and repetitive traumatic thoughts. A lot of us get this from our childhood, from caregivers that said things to us like, why can't you do better than that? Or big boys don't cry. Or when you get a little older, someone might have said, oh, you need to put your big girl panties on, deal with it. When we're younger and people are not validating us where we feel seen or heard, valued, understood, we begin to think that something's wrong with us, because why would they not take care of us like they should? So a lot of us had parents that came also from homes where they were not validated, and it created a lot of discomfort in their lives. And because no one has been able to explain how to move beyond that, then those discomforts get passed down. And so this is very culturally generational, that those discomforts and insecurities have been passed down, and it got passed down to us. Your parents have probably said something at some point like, you didn't come with a manual or something like that. Well, they didn't either, neither did their parents. And so this is not at all about blaming anybody, but about explaining why people kind of act the way they do. So I'm going to describe 4 different style of parenting and see if you can pick out one or both or either of your parents or caregivers in that. So one would have been the safe and secure. And that's like the best one, but there's it's a small percentage of people that had that, but some people had that. Safe and secure parents had a way of making the child feel validated. Their needs, their wants, their beliefs, their things going on in their lives, and they were validated. The child wanted to play t-ball or a musical instrument or go hang out with a friend or whatever. They were seen as and felt that they were important. So the second style is safe and secure, but erratic. And that had to do with one of the caregivers making the child feel validated and worthy of their time when they were around. But for whatever reason, they might go away for something. They may have the need to help other people. So if somebody out of town or somewhere needed them, bam, they were gone. And you may have been left with the other parent or at somebody else's home or something, and not quite understanding why mom or dad left, and it left you with a very unsettling feeling. That is where a lot of anxiousness comes from. The third style of type of parent might be somebody who was there physically but wasn't quite there emotionally. They were able to provide for you. Shelter, food, water, clothing, went to the doctor. I mean, you didn't want for any physical thing particularly, but they weren't there for you emotionally. And so you learned to not trust other people, and that exposing yourself in your feelings or emotions and trying to be validated or being vulnerable like that was very, very painful. And so it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna take care of me, and you take care of you, but we're not going to go to the emotional aspect. So that could have been maybe one of your parents that were like, you might have gone to and said, can I have some of your cookies? And they were like, no, go get your own. And for those of us that had that experience, it's quite traumatic, because it's like, isn't anybody going to take care of me, emotionally? I know I used cookies, and that's not an emotional thing, but you kind of get the drift of what I'm trying to say, that the emotional part was you're on your own to go fend for yourself. The fourth one is probably the most difficult one, the most confusing one, because it usually comes from some parent that's like an addict. Maybe they have a mental illness of some sort. They may be a real volatile type of person. They may have scooped you up and gave you some attention, but at the same time was berating the other parent. And so there was just this real upsetting confusion of being around them. And so the sensation or feeling was, yes, I'm connecting, but it doesn't really feel safe. So those are the 4 basic types of parenting type energies that are out there. And there's a million stories that goes with those. But when you break it way, way, way down, it usually falls into one of those 4 categories. So, if we had the first one where it was safe and secure, we pretty much feel comfortable in our skin. But again, that's an unusual one. But any of the other ones will create anxiety, stress, confusion, upset, a feeling of not being worthy, an inability to validate ourselves. There's a lot of discomfort that comes along with that. But the good news is that learning about that, understanding why it's there, how it got there, and what you can do about it will move you from a place of discomfort to a place of personal connection and other connection. So I want to let you know there's hope, and we can find out what that is. So if I can help you, feel free to reach out to me, because we're having classes all the time, and I want you to feel safe and secure and confident in your own skin. Okay, I'm Debbie Pearson. Thank you. Bye.